Dissension among the ranks when Scotty puts up a video that says screw Plants vs Zombies. I just have to say no. Actually, don't screw Plants vs Zombies because it's actually a great game. I don't know. It's probably because of the ads or the very slow. The game has a very slow start, but it's a good game. If you play it all the way through, it's a very good game. And I'm annoyed. I'm not that annoyed. I knew if Scotty ever did play this game that he'd give it a screw because it's a slow moving game. I just want to show you guys that I don't share that opinion. I think it's a good game. And I'm starting on this level because on my main profile I finished the game and I'd have to start at level 1 and I don't want to do that. So this is my girlfriend's profile because she played in my computer once. Anyway, it's a good game. I don't know what crack Scotty is smoking, to be honest. Oh shit, now I gotta think of something to talk about. Okay. So there was this bitch at work today, right? She was a real whore. Cause what? No, she wasn't a real whore. She was literally a whore. She actually liked. She got paid to fuck. No. What happened was she said that she had to fax something through, right, so that she could get paid something that she didn't get paid, that she was entitled to get paid, which is fine, you know. I appreciate that. She said she faxed it, and we didn't get it yet. So obviously she did something wrong because fax machines usually work. They're not designed not to work. You know. Usually, if you fax something properly, it'll come through. I know fax isn't the most reliable thing in the world, but you know. So a week had passed, and she rang up, and she asked me, "Oh, do you have the fax yet?" And I said, "No, it's not there yet." And she said, "Well, what do you suggest I do?" And I said, "I don't know. I'll just give me a few seconds to look because there's a lot of files to look through." I looked through them. It's still not there. So I just said, "I really don't know. It's just probably fax it through again because you tried to fax it through. It didn't work. Obviously, you did something wrong because you're stupid. Just fax it through again." And so she starts going on about how I'm unprofessional. I'm unprofessional because I didn't get the fax that she sent. First off, it's not my priority to, you know, whoa, the game's lagging. What the hell? Why is this game lagging? First off, it's not my priority to, you know, chase up her faxes. If she sends a fax through and it doesn't come through, you know, it's not my fault. It's not my jazz. And, you know, she was being a real bitch. So, and she said, "Well, what should I do? Just mail it through? Would that be faster?" You know, it's like, if you want to do that, you can do that. Because basically, I can't do anything. If she faxed it through, she says she faxed it through and it didn't come through to us, what the fuck am I going to do? And she also needed another company to fax us, and they hadn't faxed us either. And there's nothing wrong with their fax. It's just they said that they had faxed us, but to her, but then they didn't actually fax us because they only fax us once a fortnight with information about the pay because I work in payroll, right? So my brain. So anyway, this game's pretty good. I'm actually winning it very well because I'm awesome. And yeah, Scotty, I do suggest you, well, so that's the thing. I can't make Scotty play this. He won't play it. He's very particular about his games. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not gonna argue with him. He just doesn't like games like this, which is tower defense, I guess. He doesn't like tower defense games. We tried to play that Gemcraft game. A lot of people like Gemcraft. Honestly, I don't really like it. I like tower defense games, but I don't like that one. It's just kind of boring and there are good tower defense games though. There's one called hang on. Let me get my iPod. And there's one on my iPod called Vector Tower Defense. And it's also on the computer, I believe. That's a good one. I like that one. It's nice and, it's not too... whoosh. Oh, that was pointless. It's not too. It's actually pretty hard. I've only ever beaten the easiest level. But yeah, it's got a nice array of towers, and the upgrades are nice, and it goes for a long time, so you don't feel like you're wasting your time. What I don't like in tower defense games is if there's a level, it's like you got shitloads of upgrades and stuff, and that's cool. I like having a shitload of upgrades, but then it only lasts like 10 levels, and then you have to rebuild everything. In this, at least, it's not like an upgrade kind of thing. There's no upgrades. I'm pretty close to just finishing this video because I've got nothing to talk about. And this is really all podcast stuff I could be talking about. I could talk about that bitch from work on a podcast. Instead, I'm telling you, fine folks, right now. If you haven't listened to the podcast, I suggest you do. Because the podcast, that DAT podcast, the second episode I actually didn't like that much, but we are going to work hard at it. I'm getting my tax return soon. I don't know if do Americans get tax return? I don't know. Anyway. I'm getting my tax return soon, so hopefully with that I will buy some hosting for podcasts that we do. Either just the Barry Denton podcast, or if we have other ideas, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to do a gaming podcast with Scotty because, we'll just end up saying, oh, I don't like Plants vs. Zombies, even though it's a very good game. That's just what I'll get from him in a gaming podcast. Our YouTube channel is pretty much a gaming podcast. But anyway, we'll buy hosting, and then we'll go on iTunes. That's the thing. Our podcast will be up on iTunes, and that'll be awesome, because then people can leave reviews, people can download it, people can subscribe to it. That's the same thing as downloading, really, but it just tells you when there's a new episode. We can go up on the ranks on iTunes. That's pretty cool. There's ranking. And then more people will see the podcast, people who don't watch our YouTube channel. So it might actually get out to more than 4,000 people. I don't know. I wonder how many of the 4,000 people who subscribe to us, I'm very proud of that number, to be honest. That's 4,000 people. That's good. That's a shitload of people. That's like more people than I've known in my life. Besides you fine folks who are subscribed to the channel. I wonder how big a percentage of that actually watch our videos and pay attention to our videos. Oh, this level's finished. Okay. Go Plants vs. Zombies. Good game. Woo!